Cool. Oh, hey, I'm live. Wasn't quite ready to be live. Well, that's a surprise. I am going to stop streaming real quick. I won't be able to restart. All right, I'll have to figure out how to do the staging for this some other time. So hi, I'm Bill. I run a lot of stuff. Nothing real big. I'm working on getting some Bitcoin ATM machines set up in Minnesota, and that's really the extent of my expertise. However, I am a C# programmer, and I do a lot. Sorry, I'm still trying to get this all advertised. Figure out how to do the staging for this. I do a lot of programming in my day job. I apologize to anybody who gets to watch this nonsense unedited. I can't talk and try and publish this at the same time. So, I guess we're just gonna chill for a few minutes, you and I. Got a Coke Zero. Pretty tasty stuff. Going to just hitting up a few websites to put the link out there. There might be some audio loop real quick. I'm just gonna check in a few moments. See if this see if the audio's coming through. Just hitting up a few websites to put the link out there. There might be some audio loop real quick. I'm just gonna check in a few moments. See if this see if the audio's coming through. Let's see. Just hitting up a few websites to put the link out there. Sounds like audio is coming back through. Oh no, I just have 4 versions of this window open. All right. Excuse me. I think that's all the peoples who needed notifications. No, there is actually one more. Sorry about this. And Neshkamp's coming through real quiet for you guys, huh? Let's give him a tiny little boost. Am I competing with them? Hard to tell. We'll drop it a little bit. All this stuff is what I was expecting to do before hitting like a go live button on the YouTubes. Sorry that didn't happen. Alright. So I'm going to try to pull this up on my phone so that I can see questions as they come in. Who knows how well that will work? Yeah, you can just stop making noise. That'd be great. Live chat. Alright.
Well, didn't I tell you, don't you know?
So, I went through a few lessons of Nicolas Dorier's book here. It's full of awesome information. Oh, let me put you on the right view to see his book.
Give it to me straight.
There you go. We'll page down a bit. Get to stuff I haven't written. So, great information all in here. His code samples are fantastic. The problem is, it's English is not his first language, so that makes the reading part kind of rough. So what I'm doing is going through it. I've already done, like I said, the first few lessons here, but I'm going to go through it with you here watching me. Then I'm going to rewrite what he's put down. Change his code as necessary. Hopefully that won't be too often. I've only had to tweak or make slight tweaks so far, and then we'll put together a new book, or at least a new version of the book. And we're hoping to, once it's all done, publish it. So if you know anybody at O'Reilly, let them know that Phil's looking for him. So I've already gotten through the first chunk of this, like I said. We're, as far as the rewriting goes. For example, his code snippets are all going to be images. I get to one right here. There's a nice big chunk of text that got cut off. So I'm rewriting it, because that's good practice when you're trying to learn something. And then copy pasta into Word. Hopefully we'll do something to make it slightly less grotesque. Also, where to get the book? Hey, that's a good question. I think he has a link up here towards the top. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. blockchainprogramming.azurewebsites.net. Yeah, you can get a copy here. I'd recommend doing that. Getting through the first chunk of the book, and we'll get started in the second section. Okay. So far, what we've done is built an application that makes a Bitcoin address, and then publishes a snip of code like... Oh, you're still on the left screen, aren't you? Sure, on scene 1. So the code so far does this. Lists the public key, lists the private key that goes with it. Then it converts that public key into a Bitcoin address. And then we show you that the script public key contains a hash of the public key, and then the the script can be obtained either with the hash public key or the Bitcoin address. Copying or blocking the code here, you can see that is all done there. And that's as far as we've gotten so far. You're not missing anything exciting. So let's move on. Don't have the details yet, but note that the script public key appears to have nothing to do with the address, but it does show the hash of the public key.
Are you drunk?
Ah, yeah. This yeah. This paragraph right here was about 4 hours on Sunday. Going back with Nicholas, trying to make sure we got it right. So definitely go download. Well, I don't think it's published yet, but when this version goes live, be sure to read this or pause the video and check it out. Hopefully, it's legible on your screen. Let's see here. Also, okay. This looks like Nicholas writing here, so we'll start from this paragraph.
Frank, are you drunk?
That's right. And that's perfectly legible, right? Also, a lot of people think... Well... Also, a lot of people think that the Bitcoin address is key. One moment here, I have to take a phone call, apparently. Ah, here we go. Yeah, sorry about the setup issues there, Alexander. Also, let's get the page layout a little, No, that's not what I want.
Are you drunk?
I could swear that there is a... There we go. Nice, one page at a time. We could zoom in a little bit. There, that should be way more legible, right? Okay, so back to where we were. This paragraph was is an original, so there's some tweaks to make. Bitcoin address is the public key that corresponds to the private key.
You're beginning to
We can
annoy.
rephrase this a little bit. So a lot of people think the Bitcoin address is the public key that corresponds to the private key, because we're not going to assign possessive nouns somewhere out of nowhere.
But now you're beginning to annoy me. So get out before I throw you out.
As our first code sample will show, that is not the case. Actually, we've covered this entire paragraph here. Made of this.
Now you're beginning to annoy me.
Yeah, a Bitcoin address is a base 58 check, which is just a character encoding, like base 64. Only this one has checksum values put in. So, if I remember correctly, it goes back to front, and each preceding digit makes it adds to the previous value. I am not an expert on any of that nonsense. But the Bitcoin wiki is pretty helpful. So what we can do here is a diagram. I think this one is just done generating.
So get out before I throw you out.
Illustrates the previous. And maybe this diagram doesn't need to be so big. Basically, I want it to be small enough to fit on this page.
But now you're beginning to annoy me. So get out before I throw you
And
out.
maybe if we center it. Nope. Public key, private key.
Ready.
I just got a message telling me to get off the phone. It wasn't my idea, I promise. So this needs to get smaller. There we go. Look at that progress. Just like they promised in the olden times.
You'll be scared.
Items.
Ready.
Let's so he says the blue items are marked or can all be freely shared, but he forgot to put the network icon in blue. So we're gonna take that out for right now, as you can share, you know, if you're on mainnet or on testnet. You can take that and give it to anybody. It doesn't matter. In fact, it's the first character in your Bitcoin address will indicate which network you're on, which I think we talked about. We didn't quite talk about that. Regardless, the network's not sensitive, and it's also not blue, so let's leave that out for clarity. Alright. So this is the code that I was talking about earlier, where we make a new key, and then make the public key out of it. Display the public key. Display. Oh, you know what? We don't display the private key in this code. Let's switch over here. Let's tweak that a bit so that we do display the private key.
Look at him. He can't take it.
What am I doing? and that's what we're doing there. Code still works. Yay.
You're a very sick
Oh,
man, Mr.
but
Nicolas.
we didn't get the result we expected. Do we have to call? It doesn't look like that's the thing we want. Let's see what.
Please, Mr. Bigelow, my earphone.
What options we got here? Should be a way to just display it.
That's odd.
Possibly the Bitcoin secret? I don't think so, though. Yeah, okay, the Bitcoin secret's a different deal. We'll come back to that idea. So I'm pretty sure we talk. Close program CS tonight. Pretty sure we deal with that directly in one
You're a
of
very sick
these.
man, Mr. Nicolas.
Please, Mr. Bigelow, my earphone.
You know what? It is the Bitcoin secret. You just have to specify the network. I'm gonna come back to that when I'm sure of it. Oh, that's when we get code sample 4.
That's odd.
Shouldn't be too far away from here. I need to find a way to switch that tab automatically. As if I had a third screen, it would work better. Alright, so we're all back to good on the code. I just did an F6 and compiled cleanly. Alright, so press F5 and examine the output. You just learned how to create a private key, the corresponding public key. This I wrote. We will not go into details yet, but note that the script public key appears to have nothing to do with the address. Let's keep our terms consistent here. That's the
Please, Mr.
Bitcoin
Bigelow, my
address.
earphone.
But it does show the hash of the public key. Notice how we were able to generate the script public key from the Bitcoin address. This is a step that all Bitcoin clients do to translate the human-friendly Bitcoin address into blockchain-readable addresses. Hello! Person whose name I cannot read. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce any of those characters. Just trying to set my phone somewhere so I can kind of keep an eye on chat while I'm working. That's easier said than done.
He's been dead for 5 months.
Alright, so now we're back to Nicholas's code. Since Bitcoin addresses are composed of network.
He's been dead for 5 months. But you were surprised to see me alive, weren't you?
Network identifier.
He's been dead for 5 months.
And a hash of the public key.
But you were surprised to see me alive, weren't you?
Let's see, it's possible to get the address
You were
from.
surprised to see me alive, weren't you?
Okay.
He's been dead for 5 months. He's been dead for 5 months. He's been dead for 5 months.
So, what he's trying to say here is because the Bitcoin address is composed of a network identifier and the hash of the public key, and the public key hash is in the script, and if you know the network because the transaction came through, you can reverse engineer the Bitcoin address when you receive the script. It is possible to
He's been dead for 5 months.
generate
You were surprised to see me alive, weren't you?
address from the script with the public key and
He's been dead for 5 months.
network
You were surprised to see me alive, weren't you?
Well, we'll demonstrate this. That is a run-on sentence. Since the Bitcoin address Bitcoin addresses are composed of network identifier and a hash. K13 Man just asked if I would post the document online. This is going to be posted online. We're hoping to get it published properly. But you can get it here at blockchainprogramming.azurewebsites.net. This is Nicholas's version. I'm already talking to him. We'll merge the two documents, hopefully in the not too distant future, and that will make everybody's life easier. Alright, so back to my third attempt at rewriting this paragraph. Bitcoin addresses are composed of a network identifier and the hash of a public key. Knowing this, it is possible to generate a Bitcoin address from a script public key and the network identifier, as the following code demonstrates. I mean, that... I don't know, you guys tell me. I think that's clear enough. Let's switch over to the code, and we'll rewrite that block and go from there. Nicholas being the dear that he is, sent along the code samples. Now we'll just take this whole thing. So I want it here to begin with. And we'll put it over in chapter 1. Make a new, put that in here. Make a new method. And we'll do a script. Pub key. New script. And we're just going to copy paste this one. There's no reason to mess with it. And then the Bitcoin address. Address is a new script pub key. Derp. What am I doing here? I'm trying to generate the Bitcoin address from the script pub key. Get destination address when we know that the network is mainnet. And then we'll do a console.writeline. Alright, let's switch from lesson 1 to lesson 2. That's a valid Bitcoin address. Alright, I'm happy with this other than I feel like there should be some comments in this, but it's such a throwaway little bit. So, if anybody here knows anything about Visual Studio, I would knows a lot about Visual Studio, I guess. I need a solution to this particular problem. If I were to copy and paste the code as is, there would be a black background on everything, and it looks hideous. So, when I want to copy and paste code from Visual Studio to Word, I have to change the theme to light, which is blinding and awful. But it makes it legible over here in Word. Guess he wants a picture of the output. We can make that happen. Let's go back over here and make this not awful and terribly blinding.
You've been murdered.
And screenshot of...
You've been murdered.
Screenshot of the expected output.
Dead on arrival. 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 Dead on arrival.
You are just staring at blank code.
Dead on arrival. 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 Arrival.
Now this is... That's not what I wanted to do. Is Shift Tab not a thing? Like, I feel like this is indented a whole big bunch. I didn't do that before, did I? Huh? Guess I am keeping the indents. Alright. Well, that's happening. I need to double check that. Yeah, there should be a space between the hash and the FFF. I don't know why it wants to make it difficult on me. Did I not shift tab enough? There we go. Is that cromulent? I don't know if that'll work. And I don't like putting line breaks into code ever. Might be because I started on basic, and I think basic hated line breaks. We'll put it like that, and the poor reader will have to deal with long strings. Thank you, Seth. Uh-oh, we're out of Nishcom. You can do it also in 2 steps. First, extract the hash, then make the address. It is also possible to retrieve the hash from the script pub key and generate a address from it, as we showed. Send 1. Alright, now we're going down to lesson 3, which means we're going to switch to program code 3. Alright, so we're going to take our SAM pub key. And we are going to get the hash key ID hash equals. Apparently we need to. I wonder why he's casting there. Let's see what script pub key get destination returns. It gives you a transaction destination, which I bet he does not put a did not give us a helper extension on that to explicitly request the God damn, what was the word I'm looking for? The key ID. You'll notice I'm doing explicit declarations here, and that's because this is for a book, and people will want to read those so they know what they're getting all the time. So then we put it into console. Public key hash. And then we want to make a Bitcoin address out of it. Hash, and then we want to say network mainnet. White line. And double check, that is everything he covered. Oh. I compiled, but I forgot I need to change my lesson. And it worked. I suppose I need to, yeah. He's gonna want a screenshot of all of these. I'm going to switch. Yeah. I'm going to switch you guys over to the Word window before I make Visual Studio blinding. There's no reason for all of us to suffer. Not a huge fan of the page break right there. So, page break. Center that. I have actually been slacking on that. I've been meaning to I wonder if there's a way to teach you that periods do belong in the middle of words sometimes. Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with all that. Ignore that. Red squigglies keep me up at night. Alright, fact. The hash of the public key is defined by RIPE-MD 160 SHA-256 public key in Big Endian. That is probably true. I feel like that should be rephrased. Like, the hash of a public key is generated by performing a SHA-256 hash public key and then performing a RIPE-MD 160 hash. Is that a hash? I don't even know what this is. To the Google. As intended as a replacement for 128-bit hashes. Okay. It is a hash. On the result with Big Endian notation. function could look like this. Alright. So now you understand the relation between... Hold on. Important message. Breaking news from the chat. Except for one, let me go into the chat. Okay, Seth has given me a workaround for the light-dark theme issue. I will research that sometime other than right now. Thank you for the help, Seth. Anybody else knows how I can like either quickly switch between light or dark themes in Visual Studio, or make it like I want Visual Studio colors to come out. I think that's easier to read than just plain old ugly text. So I want code like this, or code that looks like this on Word, but I don't want my IDE to be a big white screen of ugly. So any suggestions, throw them in chat. I appreciate it. Alright. So this sentence is probably going to be a train wreck. So now you understand the relationship between private key, public key hash. Okay. I feel like there should be articles here, like a Bitcoin address, a public key. Between... Is that proper English? Between a private key, a public key, excuse me, a public key hash, a Bitcoin address, and a script pub key, which we're camel casing because consistency. Private keys are also represented in base 58 check. I don't like the random bolding. Unbold that. This is a new vocabulary word, so we will bold that. Alright. We're gonna mute my phone so we don't hear... Huh. My phone is muted. Anyway, okay, so he's introducing a new concept. The new concept here is that private key, and private keys rather, are also base 58 checked. Okay. For the rest of the book, you will use an address that you have generated yourself. It will be the one you will use for sending money to fund this books. Be the one... Okay, let's not hammer on this crowdfunding idea so early and often. Oh, if you guys haven't checked out the website, the way Nicolas is funding his development of the book is every so often you're going to hit a checkpoint. Down here we'll get to one. We can actually just pull up the website. You'll get to a checkpoint where he'll have you do something. And this, to get past the first checkpoint, you have to send him I think it's 0.004 bitcoins with that's what, 4 millibits. Send him 4 millibits with something in the op return field, which Most Bitcoin clients don't support doing natively, but it's not too hard to program such a thing, which is why you'll see the book makes a quick progression towards doing exactly that. And then he gets into more challenging concepts after that. But anyway, there's notes about that throughout the book, and I'm trying to trim those down. I mean, it's cool. It's a great way to fund a book. I just don't think it's appropriate to mention it in every lesson. So I was right. The Bitcoin secret is what we wanted for lesson 1. Let's go ahead and add that, because we do create a we do use it. Now let's back up, because he hasn't introduced how that's encoded yet. So we won't put the public key in lesson 1. We'll just, that's voodoo for 4 lessons. That'll be fine. For the rest of the book, yeah. You have generated 4 yourself. Note that it is easy to go from a Bitcoin secret to a key, but it is impossible to go from a Bitcoin address to public key, because the Bitcoin address is a hash of the public key, not the public key itself. Are we going to use key? No, we're using private key, and we don't need to bold that. But it's impossible to go from a So we're using the term Bitcoin secret, and he's introducing this WIP wallet. Let's see if this phrase is used anywhere else. No other matches. Oh. Alright, so it's wallet import format. F. Call the Bitcoin secret, also known as wallet import format, or simply WIP. I dig it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a note here, because I am not 100% that I didn't change something critical behind the scenes. So we'll go into view, we're showing comments, new comment. Is this right? And we can bounce out of that. Alright, so private key, public key, cool, easy, hash, got it. Actually not a hash, it's just an encoding. We're out of Neshcom again. Why didn't anybody say anything? Gadzooks, we only have 7 more minutes of Neshcom. Who else am I listening to that is nice and not lawsuity? I bet we could get away with playing Darren Korb. Next time the music stops. Darren Core, Bastion soundtrack. Best album ever written. No, not quite the best. Alright. We can go to Bitcoin secret to private key. When possible, go from a Bitcoin address to a public key. I really just want to undo all of this building. Bitcoin secret. Remember that it is impossible to go from a Bitcoin address to a public key. Because the Bitcoin address contains a hash of the public key, not the public key itself, which is not capitalized because reasons. Okay, now we're gonna make a Bitcoin secret. Since I cannot generate that same Bitcoin secret, we are going to... Oh, maybe I can. Maybe he gave me the... Yeah, alright. He gave me the whole thing. Why doesn't his have the I might have something I shouldn't have. So we will we'll go ahead and make our own for now. I think I might have his actual private key. So we'll not put that on the screen. Minimize you. Make sure that my XSplit is not broadcasting that screen. Fantastic. Alright. So we'll switch over to... Yep, sorry, I left it on blind view mode. This is a quick sample. Apply more refactoring. That's cute. Alright. Public void lesson 4. Key is a key that is a new key. Bitcoin secret is a secret. It's from the key, get Bitcoin secret on the network main. Console right line, secret. So, this is going to be the one in the book. Probably a good idea to not use this for anything ever. If you're looking to steal my monies, send some monies to this address. And then, oops, forgot to change the lesson in the program main. Because I are smart. Anyway, send some money to this address and then steal it. You will be a master criminal. I need to put that somewhere. we need a print screen. Look at that. Actually, I don't like, well, yeah, I don't like this code, because up until now, we've been labeling our console write lines. There we go. Okay, back. No, we don't want to save this. Why would we do that? Back to the book. So he has a. He has a constructor for the entire program that keeps the private key at all times. I think I did something else in the setup instructions. Nope, I did not. Okay, back to code. We are going to declare a couple globals. Actually, I need to see something. Yeah. Do we want that at the program level? I guess so, because it's going to go between chapters. Okay. So we're going to do a no, I can go inside main. Scoping, y'all. No, it's a Bitcoin secret. This is a Bitcoin secret and the payment address. I don't know what he's using that for yet, so we'll leave this here and we will copy the main method. We can't really put a Bitcoin secret into the setup because that's going to encourage them to not make their own. So what we'll do is we'll add a line of text. What can't be fixed without a line of text? This is lesson 4. We'll just add some notes here. Hey, wrote music again.
Listen, all this takes a lot of getting used to. And you do get used to it after a while.
That's a different
There's three
font, isn't
things
it?
I'll always miss, though.
Have the fonts been changing
One,
like all the
Not
freaking
having
time?
to watch my step all the
Colibri
time.
Body 11.
2,
Guess that's right.
forget about 2. And 3,
Copy
I
the
miss the songs. Folks from Ceylon knew how to
secret
carry a
you
tune.
are presented.
Sure, we've got some songs on the old gramophone. But try and imagine what they sounded like. Playing to a room full of fine people. Unwinding at the soul regret after a hard day's work. Those were the days.
Another Blanco to your main method. Well, that's a really unfortunate line break, isn't it? Start by fixing this and centering that. I'm gonna have to come up with a solution for this. It's just a really bad line break. It'll be under review, new comment. This line break is the worst. Alright, back to editing. What a jerk. Contradicted me in the next sentence. Payment secret. He is doing this all inside of one class in his version. So for the rest of the book, I'm probably going to be passing that into the lessons. Is that the best way to do it? Let's look and see how he has the, Because if transaction is part of chapter 2, that would be super handy for me. Because then we can just start calling constructors with the Bitcoin secret. Yeah, it is. So technically each of these things are chapters. The introduction chapter. Nope. Shit. That is all technically a lesson. Not technically, actually, that's one lesson. need to think about how I wanted to call it, or how I want to handle this. We call this a part, this a chapter, and then so down here, the one that we're working on now. Jesus, capitalize your titles, man. So it's going to be part, chapter, and then lessons are underneath that. Except for he's actually broken it out into subsections at some point. I guess the book layout part might be a thing that we have, because this is actually still book 1 of 3, I think, or part 1 of 3, and they're all going to get condensed into a single book at some hypothetical future. So we might have to revisit the layout closer to the end. So yeah, we'll call that the end of chapter 1, and we'll create a new class called chapter 2. Chapter 2's take Bitcoin Secret. The other chapters now will take Bitcoin Secret as instructor. Excuse me. I like this plan. And yeah, that's how he's done it. Because this is chapter 8, and then it resets down here. It's chapter 1. Great. Everything's working out swimmingly. That is less swimmingly as this is. Alright, I can restructure my code and make this work. I think. How can I do? So what I'm worried about now is he resets the count after every part. So if I go into part 2, which who knows what that's about offhand. Part 2 will have chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. Whereas my chapters are currently so my chapters are currently named chapter 1. So what I'd need to do is make a part 1, a new chapter. So okay, the class would become part 1. The chapters would go inside of the part. That's going to get a little confusing to explain to people. I really don't like this dumping everything into main. Or to the base program. I think it's messy. Oh, it's really dark in here, huh? Huh, I've been doing this for a couple hours now. Oh, including setup. I'm gonna meditate on this problem and see if I want to rewrite my code or do a serious examination of how the book's laid out, and then we'll have to pick it up from there. And that's why rewriting a book takes forever.